What up, Dokkaners? Top grossing has been achieved now on both global and JP. I was waiting for the global side to get it in order to make a video on it. JP got this like 4 days ago, and so it has been non-stop questioning, where is the global top grossing? Where is the global top grossing? Now, in this particular video, I feel like it's important to mention there are a few things that are potentially going to be changing moving forward in terms of how this stuff works. Because one of the biggest questions going into this was how exactly is top grossing going to be the same, considering that we have now split the revenue seemingly between the app stores and the web store. You guys may remember, we have now established a web store where you can directly pay Bandai Namco and they would give you stones with a little bit of a discount to basically eliminate the middleman, which was the app store, the vendors. So now that that is no longer a thing, that definitely affects the performance in the app store. So how is this going to work? Now, keep in mind that because we're full synchro, it doesn't matter if like global did top grossing through the apps, but JP didn't, or vice versa. If one version does well and they get rewards, the other version will get the same rewards, but maybe through a different premise. So JP got the top grossing, and it looks like through the wording here, they still hit the top spot in the store rankings. Remember, it's much easier to hit top grossing on the JP side of the game. I always say this in every single video. The way top grossing used to be tabulated is that for JP, during any period, as long as they get number one at some point during the day, even if it's for a second, that's enough to establish top grossing, which is why their top grossing results come in so fast. Whereas for global's top grossing, every other country besides Japan, which spans the entire planet, needs an adequate amount of time for their respective regions, because for them, it's not about hitting the number one spot for any point during the day. It's staying at the number one spot by the end of the 24-hour cycle. If you can't stay number one, if you stay number one for 23 hours, but then in the final hour you lose the number one spot, you lose top grossing. So that's why it's a very different experience for the global side, which is why it takes a few extra days, or at least it used to. Now that this is a thing moving forward, I wonder if this is going to alter the speeds of the top grossing for both versions. I don't know. So let's go ahead and look at a few things here. I want to look at the database, but also Proton tweeted this out a couple of days ago. I was going to talk about this. If we didn't get any top grossing news tonight, I would have talked about this. Top grossing rankings on July 4th for Global Dokkan. 0 overall, 1 for games, 4 for games and action, 8 for puzzle. Okay. Now let's look at the wording for global. We got top grossing. No, we didn't get top. Oh, it's top action game. Okay, you know what? I've been talking about this a lot recently. When it comes to changing the parameters to give the illusion of success, what I always would say is that they would fudge the numbers to make it look like Dokkan did well, to give the illusion of success. And what that used to mean was that when you were looking at like the rankings, it used to be that Dokkan was consistently hitting number one overall against all other apps in the app store all the time. Like every celebration we would get that. Then it started to occasionally drop down to games, and they would specify as such, but we would then get the rewards reflected on the amount of games or the amount of countries that hit number one in games. This is the first time that we are actually getting to the point now where we've dropped down 2 levels and we are actually considering this. Each time we drop down a level, we are getting more and more specific, meaning the competition is getting less and less because there are fewer games that fit the same restrictions. So now that we got number one in games and action, I think that's probably how they're going to do this moving forward. But I wonder, I feel like they should still also do some sort of a top grossing based on the web sales. Like based on certain numbers, we should also get some stones back. But anyway, let me just read this. First place top action in 3 regions in the Apple App Store. The operation team hereby expresses our sincerest gratitude. So France, Hong Kong, and Macau got number one in top action. And so both versions are getting 50 stones. JP already got this a long time ago. Actually, that's not true. 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Yeah, a long time ago for global, for Dokkan players. And we are getting 50 Dragon Stones. STR Orbs, we're getting twice the amount that we usually get because double STR releases. We are getting 10 Elder Kais. Growth Keys. Oh, that's great. Growth Keys, Global Coins, Hercule Statues. Growth Keys. Let me quickly just mention that. If you guys haven't seen my video, go check it out. Growth Keys are very important because you can use those on the link level boosted stages. You click on the Portal of Memories. These are all of the events that you can choose from. Definitely watch my video because you cannot use every single event all the time. You don't have enough keys. The idea is to choose which one is right for you. So check out my video as I break down which ones cater to which. There are some that work on every character. There are some that are specific, and the trade-off is the link level rates might be higher, some might be less, the price of admission might be higher. So do check out that video. But now back to this. So yeah, with our 50 stones, that effectively I think ends our top grossing run for part 1. We'll probably have to see how this happens in part 2 and moving forward if they give us anything else. If this is what we had to do for Apple, I feel like there's no shot on Google. Let me actually look up the numbers myself. So if we go to July 5th to July 5th, I don't think that works. It has to be a 24-hour cycle. Okay, so July 5th to July 6th, nothing. Okay. All regions top grossing. So if we go to July 6th to July 7th, so here, it's a dot. Okay. France is number 3. Okay, France is. If we look down here, oh, this is the thing that Proton was talking about. Wait, we got 4 regions in games in action. Why aren't we having 4? I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, you know what? Ultimately, I was just curious, but it doesn't matter because we wouldn't get more stones. Technically, the original rule was 7 stones per region. So if we got 4, that would have meant technically 28 as opposed to 21. But again, we're just mirroring whatever rewards JP gets. But that's interesting that they don't even count the 4th region. But anyway, as per usual, I always do this little poll whenever I tweet out that we got top grossing, and you guys always suggest that I do it. So we are going to wrap up this top grossing video with some summons. Okay. So let's go ahead and summon on, I mean, I'm basically just killing stones here because I don't need either one. I've rainbowed both. So, you know what? I want more royal blue Vegetas. I don't know why, but I do. So let's go ahead and just jump in here. And let me start my summoning music. I forgot about my summoning music. Summoning music. There it is. I didn't actually pick up my... Oops. I didn't pick up my top grossing stones. I should have actually done that. All right, well, whatever. So we'll just do a full cycle through just to, you know, provide more stones back into the game for the cause. Ultimately, this is to maybe fuel, I don't know, maybe another round of top grossing. Who knows? Maybe these 150 stones will give us a chance at a second wave of top grossing. Or maybe, just maybe, we'll get some rewards for the web store. Thank you so much for spending money on our web store. Here's another 5 dragon stones. Oh, he's featured, right? No, he's not. That wrong Broly. Wrong Broly. Oops. So let me know in the comments how many stones you have now with the 50 added into your box. Are you planning on going back in to summon more, or are you going to wait for part 2? Part 2, according to that leak, is looking like it's going to be GT. So does that mean that your stones are better suited for that? Or are you going to continue trying to acquire whatever characters you're trying to acquire right now in part 1? As far as coins, as far as special stones, all those things, do keep in mind that while it may be tempting to pick them up right now, things could happen over the course of the celebration that could change your view on which characters are more important to you. So I strongly recommend that you guys hold on to your special stones, your coins, everything until the end of the celebration. Once you have a clear picture of exactly what's going on during the celebration as far as which characters EZA, which ones you want, you can then create a solid roadmap to get the different pieces. There are some characters that are obtainable in multiple ways. Some characters that can be obtained with the special global stone or maybe some coins. So it's better to just lay out that plan at the end of the celebration once it's all said and done, once the dust settles. All right, so we ended up getting 2 carnival characters during the summons. I did my part, donated 150 stones back into the cause. So, you know, here's hoping for another round of top grossing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the top grossing situation. How do you think they're going to proceed moving forward? Is it going to be a similar thing where it still takes a couple extra days for global to get the top grossing rewards? Or do you think they're going to do anything with the web store? Or is this still going to be an app-based thing where they simply just narrow the parameters to give us a more substantial chance of success? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and I was to Dokkan responsibly.